Chickadee check, chickadee check.
Padded Room Radio is back on the air, baby. My name is Darian. I am back with another week of fucking horse shit and werewolf movies and earwax coming right at your face. My main man Jason Harrell is back.
Hey.
What's up, dude?
Oh, you just normal life.
Just normal life.
Plugging along.
Yeah? You still alive?
I'm barely alive.
Oh, come on.
I've been laid up for a month with a pinched nerve.
That's the worst.
Luckily for me, that doesn't really hinder my lifestyle.
Okay, because you don't move.
Right.
Normally. Now you just have an excuse for the bed sores.
But I did legitimately have shit I needed to get done, but so that was kind of holding me up.
Yeah?
Then the dog had his turmoils, and let's see. Then we've signed with the listing agent to list the house.
Okay.
So we've been needing to start packing up to show the house.
Right.
Of course, again, refer back to pinched nerve.
Exactly.
But we're getting there.
But you're moving. You're moving around. That's a good sign.
I'm at least mobile.
Where was your pinched nerve?
It's like
Lower back?
Yeah, lower back, kind of in the left hip area.
So where did that sting the most? Just in the lower back, or did it go all the way up and down your leg?
Oh, it's almost 24/7 nerve burning in my left thigh.
Left thigh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then just very limited old man movement.
I hate that, dude. I had one between the shoulder blades.
Yeah.
About a year ago.
I know it lasted you a while.
And yeah, I basically couldn't move my head or my left arm. It was miserable. Fuck, I couldn't get any fucking sleep. I was slamming aspirin like it was going out of style. Didn't really help much, but not much else I could do.
Normally, if I go to the chiropractor, get cracked one good time, about 2 days later, I'm good to go.
Yeah.
It just wasn't kicking in. I did go. I went 3 times last week. I mean, it's nominally better.
Yeah.
But I've decided to just, okay, this is what it is.
This is how my life is.
This is life now.
That's why it sucks. What happens when you get to be our age, Jason?
I got stuff to do.
Oh, shit.
I'll do it even slower.
I will just suffer quietly and piss my pants every third Wednesday.
Yeah, as long as Sarah changes my colostomy bag every once in a while, I'm good.
Oh, you're disgusting. Right on, man. Well, we got a horror show to get into here. It's good to have you back, by the way.
Good to be back.
Yes, sir. Let's kick things off with a little horror news there, Hot Dogger.
Aye.
Horror news.
What you got, man?
2 little nuggets.
Okay, I like nuggets.
One that will only excite me and Sarah pretty much.
All right.
Coming March to Cinemark theaters, limited Cinemark Slimer popcorn bucket.
You and the popcorn buckets.
We love them.
Nice.
Especially like the horror, horror kind of theme ones.
So what is this? This will be number 3 for you guys?
Oh, no, we've got...
More?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got way more.
I remember you got the Ghostface one. And didn't you get the Jigsaw one, too?
Yeah, got Billy, got Ghostface, got some random dinosaur. We've got a bunch of, like, Disney ones.
All right.
Got Madame Leota from Haunted Mansion.
Okay.
And we will be adding Slimer.
How much popcorn do you eat?
None.
I'm sure they would make perfectly fine soup bowls. Or
cereal. That'd
cereal.
Be nice.
There you go. You gotta multitask these things.
In more exciting news, available via fullmoonhorror.com
Oh, I'm already out.
as of February 8th for the low cost of $150, the Subspecies Blu-ray Coffin box set. This thing is awesome.
Let's take a look. You got a picture?
I don't have a picture, but he does a full reveal video on YouTube.
All right.
And this thing's awesome. It's like solid wood, 7 discs or 7 Blu-rays.
Is there really 7 of those
So
fucking things?
6 movies, and then I believe one of them is like a soundtrack from like the first one.
Yeah, sure, it's just not heavy breathing.
Apparently they lost
My fleshly.
Apparently they lost like the master 35 millimeter film for part 4.
Okay.
So they've never been able to even release a Blu-ray copy. So basically they had to piecemeal like some videotapes and some DVDs and like do some upscaling to even kind of come up with like a part 4 Blu-ray.
I'm sure that's going to work out perfectly.
I'm sure it'll be gorgeous. But yeah, it's got 6 movies in total.
Okay.
One of them I think was kind of an offshoot of Subspecies.
I think there was a spin-off in there somewhere.
And but the coffin itself, I'm not buying it for the movies.
Well, clearly.
Let's be real.
I mean, is it better than my Blind Dead coffin box set?
Well, this is solid wood, like I said.
Okay.
I mean, wooden magnets. I mean, that's worth $150, right?
For you, yeah.
That's all I got.
Right on. I might actually have to check that out.
It's dope.
It's those are some silly fucking movies.
Did you ever see my Toulon's Puppet Master case?
Yeah, the steamer trunk thing.
So that's a nice display, you know. And not to say anything about the movies, but it's a wooden box. It's really nice. This is on par with that. It's really nice.
I would be on board with the Toulon Puppet Master box if they didn't make 14 other ones after the box set came out. You know what I'm saying?
It's got all of them except the Littlest Reich.
Which is the best one?
Well, I picked that up on the side. So.
Right on, man. I'm excited for you and your box sets. What do I got here? Kevin Greutert. Name ring any bells?
Mr. and Mrs. Gruder's son?
Son, yes. Director of Saw 10 is already confirmed for Saw 11. We're going to start cranking them out again, Big J.
I know they are.
That's okay. I still haven't seen Saw 10, but I heard good things.
Tobin Bell will die off eventually.
I mean, he technically has been dead for quite some time. Sebastian Vanacek is directing a Evil Dead spin-off movie. I wonder what the hell we're doing here.
A spin-off movie.
A spin-off. So...
I wonder what the context of that sentence is.
I don't know, man.
What am I supposed to derive from that?
The only thing I could think of is that if in the Evil Dead Rise they made mention of 3 Necronomicons. Mm-hmm. Maybe one of them is like a pamphlet. And we're going to get an Evil Dead pamphlet movie. I don't know, man.
Beware the brochure.
That's right. The Necronoma brochure. I don't know. I'm interested. I'll see what that's all about.
Do not read from this business card.
It's the men's room stall of the dead. What do we got here? Mads Mikkelsen is teasing a Hannibal revival series. Did you ever get into the Hannibal series?
No.
Me neither. I heard good things. I'm not a huge Hannibal.
I know a lot of people were really hot in the crotch over that show.
They were, yeah. I think Buddy got really into it.
Yeah.
So good for him.
That could be a yeast infection.
It could be too. Yeah, he's got all that body hair, dude. You know. I don't know, man. I never got into it. I was never huge on the crime suspense things.
Yeah.
I liked Anthony Hopkins as Hannibal. So, but this is this European dude. Good for him. What else we got here? Trailers are out for Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2. Did you ever watch the first one?
I finally got around to it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
It's part of my extensive, I've been gone for a month, I've been looking at.
I think we're going to have to start our own spin-off series.
It's not bad.
It's fine.
It's just, I came in with probably the lowest expectations. So, it's fine.
Yeah.
It looked like crap. I was okay with that.
But like as a standalone slasher with some ridiculous-looking villains, I thought it was all right.
Yeah, perfectly fine.
I watched the trailers for the sequel. They changed the look of Winnie the Pooh quite a bit.
Did they?
He doesn't look much like Winnie the Pooh at all. Now he's got like coveralls and a flannel shirt. They're clearly pushing him more into the Jason Voorhees realm, and away from the Disney.
But what about the face, though? Does it look the same?
It's different. No, it's different.
Okay.
And he's not quite as jaundiced as he was, He had a nice mustard yellow thing going on. He's a little more of a honey mustard now.
Literally honey mustard.
Like a Dijon-y kind of a thing. What else we got here? I don't know how I feel about this one, dude. Tim Burton is in talks with Warner Brothers to direct a remake of Attack of the 50-Foot Woman. Have you seen the original Attack of the 50-Foot Woman?
Years. Like so many years ago.
Now, there was a remake came out, I want to say, 92-ish, that starred Daryl Hannah.
I definitely saw that one.
Okay.
But I'm pretty confident that as a kid, I saw like the OG.
The black and white one? Yeah, that's fine. It's not very scary because, there's a lot of guys looking up her dress and stuff. Yeah, it's fine. It's more of I think a social commentary. And then the Daryl Hannah one was just straight comedy.
Sure.
Because she's complaining about her boss as she's kicking over buildings and stuff. I'm interested. I'll check it out. I'm sure it's going to have that Tim Burton aesthetic.
It seems like it would be more of a lighthearted movie than... there's no way he's going to do that as a horror movie.
Are any of Tim Burton's movies really horror movies?
No, not really.
No.
Sleepy Hollow, I guess.
That's probably about as close as you're going to get. It's probably... It might even end up being like an animated thing.
Ooh, definitely not Sweeney Todd, though.
No, that's music.
Gosh, that movie stunk. So bad.
I wanted to like it because, Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham Carter, but I just can't do a musical.
It was way musical.
There was very little dialogue. There was a lot of singing dialogue.
Yeah.
All right. That's all we got in the horror news, dude. You ready for some listener mail?
Yeah, boy.
Let's get it.
Listener mail.
Oh, Jason.
Oh, boy.
Let's start things off in Sydney, Australia, amigo. Here comes Tim.
G'day, mate.
It's the Dummies of Horror, eh? That sounded more Cockney than anything. This is the hardest meat hook of all. What's up, Darian? How's things in Reno? Hope you're well and happy. And if anyone manages to make an appearance, I hope they're also happy, healthy, and not being touched by anyone named Darian.
Well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
That was before the show. So, meat hook time. Dude, this is tough. I have my favorites, which are definitely not the best, but when we have franchises that I think are brilliant, but not my favorite. Take the Evil Dead franchise, for example. Every film in that franchise is either an 8 or a 10 or higher, in my opinion. But it's not my favorite. So here's my favorites. Number 3, Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, some films aren't great, but I don't hate any of them. Number 2, Friday the 13th, same reason as the Nightmare franchise. I can watch these every day. Number 1, Jaws. Did you expect anything else?
Nope.
I will say, 4 Jaws movies, right?
Yes.
3 out of 4 pretty good, I would say.
Which one's not pretty good?
Part 4, clearly.
Oh, so you actually prefer 3 over 4?
Yeah, I wasn't mad at 3 at all.
Oh.
And I actually got to see that in the theater in 3D.
So lucky.
I was scared shitless. I think I was 6 years old, had no business being there, but my dad was a psychopath.
I now have a 3D TV
You do.
to watch Jaws 3D.
I think you're going to like it. Meg Ryan in there. So there's that. Terradome, I'm taking the other here. No reason, I just prefer him. Fair enough. Tim? Jason, who do you think would win in a fight between Valak and the other?
The other.
Yeah, okay.
Once again, that has no logic, but...
You just like that movie.
Sorry.
That's fine. No, whatever floats your boat there, hot dog. Darian, I'm really excited for Werewolf Month, and I love the idea of doing a different monster or entity every month. Can I make a suggestion for Werewolf Month? I'd love to hear you talk about a movie that no one speaks about, Project Metal Beast.
Sounds great.
It sounds amazing. It's a werewolf film from the 90s with Kane Hodder. I think it's a lot of fun, but all good if you've already got the film set. Well, I'll tell you what there, Tim. We did have the film set, but I think we can swap that one in. What do you say, Jason?
Project Metal Beast it is.
Project Metal Beast. How is that? How is there not a screamo band called Project Metal Beast?
Now that sounds like the sequel to who's Gore Guy?
Gore Guy?
Yeah, he's in the tournament right now. What the hell's his name again?
Rawhead Rex.
Yeah,
the Gore Guy.
Like I could easily see his sequel being Project Metal Beast.
Yes, sci-fi original. They've captured him and they've replaced his body parts with robot parts. Love it. Lastly, before I leave you, Darian, I know you're a fan of horror punk, and I'm curious, have you heard of a band called Calabrese? I've been pumping these guys for a while now and absolutely love them. Check them out if you haven't. I like Calabrese. Have you ever heard Calabrese?
Nope. Don't listen to music.
You don't listen to music, so don't worry about it. I like horror punk. Also, check out our friends Die Monster Die, Tim. They're good stuff. Unfortunately, they have disbanded. The lead singer passed away, and the guitarist went on to form Shadow Windhawk and the Morticians. I think that's the name of the band.
Rolls right off the tongue.
It does. But the drummer, our old friend Shane Diablo, is still around, and you can chat him up anytime you like. He's a great dude. Anyway, I've taken up too much of your time. I'll leave now so Alan or Tom Hardy can chime in. Much love to you all. Right on, Tim. Thanks for writing in. Off the top of your head, Jason, favorite 3 franchises. Go.
You know that you changed the rules on this, right?
How did I change the
Previously, you said it takes 3 movies to be considered a franchise.
Okay.
This time, you said, I'm going to establish some ground
4.
rules, and you said 4.
3 is a trilogy.
Just because it has another term for it? What if I said 4 is a quadrilogy?
Okay.
That's just another word for it.
Yeah, but
whatever.
still. What do you think, man?
Oh, God.
What you decide. Whatever you consider a franchise.
I mean, I definitely have the most fun out of Friday the 13th.
Okay.
That's my number 1.
All right.
Halloween is probably my number 2.
You're a slasher guy.
Yeah, I guess I am.
That's fine.
I really like part 4. So many people crap on part 4.
Halloween 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it. It just, I don't know. I liked it a lot more before I found out that it's that weird fucking rights. It's not supposed to be part of the trilogy.
Did you see that there was recently some buzz about creating a direct sequel to part 4?
I would love that.
It's called. He's like, I would only call it part 4. I think what
4
is
and a half.
Halloween 4 part 2.
All right.
He said no other title makes sense.
That's true.
Oh man! After that, golly. Thinking.
Okay. No pressure. While you're thinking, let's see what else we got coming in here.
Leprechaun. No, I'm kidding.
That's funny. That's a funny guy right there. Looks like we got some voicemails coming our way.
Most everything else stinks.
Yeah, but I guess it really just depends on what you consider. I mean, there's a lot of room for interpretation there. Like,
you know what? Saw.
That was my number 1. But like, I put some serious thought into the Crow franchise. Mm-hmm. Some of those latter movies were complete poo. Same thing with Hellraiser.
Yeah, I have enough fun consistently through the Saw franchise to where even the worst ones I can kind of excuse.
The only problem I have with it, especially like when you get into part 6 and 7, is that you can see that they're really reaching for some kind of a twist.
Yeah, at that point, I'm just watching it to see the innovation of the traps.
Yeah, people getting torn in half and shit like that, which is fine. Let's see what we got here on the voicemail line. Let's start.
I also enjoy the Final Destination series.
I never got into those.
Oh, I dig them.
I saw the first 2, and I was like, okay, it's kind of innovative. But after that, it was like, really, there is no villain. It's just a sequence of unfortunate events. Well,
it's practically Saw. You're just watching it to see what kind of messed up ways people are going to die.
That's true, but it's like, okay, he trips over this, and then that knocks that over, and then that goes down the chute, and then it's like a big game of mousetrap, you know? And in the meantime, the guy is just laying there watching the thing roll and then collapse onto the other thing, and then get up. You know?
Yeah.
Slam on the brake, you fucking asshole.
Right.
Do something. All right, let's start things off in beautiful downtown Anderson, Indiana. Here comes Mr. Newcomb himself. Cooper's in the house. Let's see if
Hey, Darian.
No, it does not.
Maybe, buddy. Just calling to give you my 3 on the meat hook, and it was the favorite franchise. I think the rule is you said had to be more than 3.
I say 4.
So, number 3, I have one I hear a whole lot about. I remember I really enjoyed these when I was a lot younger. Puppet Master.
Okay.
They were just kind of goofy but fun. Number 2, I have the Saw franchise. I love
that's
those,
that's my
even
favorite.
with the weird kind of off storyline ones, but I still like them. And number 1, I like Final Destination.
Oh, look at you.
Those are just raunchy. Love that stuff. Anyway,
Raunchy,
you guys have a good night. Talk to you later.
Beautiful. Thanks for bearing with us there, Coop. I think we're having some technical difficulties. Right on, dude. Probably a lot more love for the Final Destination movies than I give it. What are we up to on those? 10? I think. Final Destination movies? 6?
6, I think?
Yeah. Who talks of another one coming up?
There's
soon.
at least 5.
Yeah. One of them in 3D.
Here's a question for you.
Shoot.
Let's say that I opened the very first Subway sandwich shop.
Okay.
Then someone really likes said Subway sandwich shop,
Right.
comes to me and says, you know what, I really dig these sandwiches.
Okay.
I'd like to open one of these.
Okay.
Let me pay you money to open one of these.
All
I
right.
say go for it.
Yeah?
Is that a franchise?
No, it's a sequel.
I think
Subway Part 2.
I think we've had this discussion numerous times.
All right, let's get down to Alabama. Here comes Mr. Allen.
Alan.
Padded Room, what's up?
What's up,
Hope
Alan?
everybody's doing good. Another solo show, no problem with that.
Well, thank you very much.
Anyway, Terror Dome, Jimmy Valak, Meat Hook, franchises. I'm going to go number 3, Halloween.
Okay.
Even though fucking Halloween ends.
I know.
Oh, boy.
I mean, that. I
There's
can't
still
say
enough
enough bad
good there,
shit
though.
about that movie.
I
It's
agree
like,
with you.
I want to stab it. Then Friday the 13th, and then finally Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I love those movies. Even the bad ones, I still love them. Mr. Darian, are you Videodrome?
I am.
I think that's all I got.
You got me out.
Oh, No One Will Save You. I have not watched it yet. I plan on watching it. If I get done with it before y'all start recording, I'll call back.
Okay.
I wanted to see it. Aliens scare the crap out of me, honestly.
These ones
because
are gnarly.
I think stuff like that might happen. I actually do believe in aliens.
Me too.
And I'm not sure if they're friendly. Anyway, that's all I got. Y'all have a good one. Bye.
Did you get a chance to watch No One Will Save You?
Yeah,
Okay.
second viewing.
We'll discuss that here in a few minutes.
Excuse me.
Right on, Alan. Thanks for calling in. He called back. Guess he has more to say. Whoop. God damn it.
So, watch No One Will Save You.
What do you think of that?
It's interesting. I would have liked it if it had had more liked it more if it had had more dialogue in it.
I don't think it had any.
It's pretty cool. You know, I wasn't sure if I'd like it once I realized how little dialogue was in it, but I felt like that kind of added to it. But I also feel like it took away from it. I don't know. It was all right. That's all I got. Talk to y'all later. Bye.
That's a fair assessment.
I think I ended up with either 3 or 4. I struggle to say sentences, but at first I thought there was no spoken dialogue
I
at all.
didn't catch any.
Yeah, towards the end, she says, "I'm sorry," like twice.
Huh.
There's a postal guy. He throws a box.
Oh, that's right. He's like,
and he says like,
he
yes.
made it or something like that. Yeah.
And then I think there's one other one word. I think she says her friend's name.
Okay.
But that's
yeah. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right on. Yeah, I could have used with some explaining, but that's okay. Sometimes it's better that way, you know?
I really enjoyed the lack of dialogue.
Yeah, we'll get more into that in a second. Here comes Mr. Tom Hardy. Hey-yo.
Hey-yo, Padded Room. How's my favorite degenerates this week?
What's up, big dog?
I do hope everyone's doing good and staying sane out there. Anyway, I want to get in real quick with you on the Terror Dome. You got the Other versus Valak.
What do you think of that?
I think you're going to have to give this one to Valak.
Okay.
I mean, the Other is just like a dude, right?
Yeah, but he has steel-toed boots.
I just don't think that there's any way you could justify that. So put me down for Valak on that. On the meat hooks, man, I'm pretty basic, you know?
Okay.
My number one's always Friday the 13th.
That's
fair. I loved Elm Street and Halloween.
All right.
Maybe the Screams, I guess. I don't know. For the horror franchises. But it's always got to be Friday the 13th. That's always got to be the top one for me.
That's fair.
I know it's pretty basic, but hey, I'm a slasher guy, and God, I've seen all them flicks so many times, and I just keep going back to them. So,
nothing wrong with it.
Friday the 13th, number one. I don't know, maybe Elm Street 2, and then Scream if they stop at 4. On the educating department. Think you got you on this
Come on
one
now,
here,
Tom Hardy.
Rock. Videodrome.
You got it, baby.
Nothing as fucked up as that. I can't imagine what you'd be talking about if not Videodrome.
Nope, you got me there, big guy.
On the what are you looking at department?
Yeah, what do you got?
So anyway, I went and I watched the Exorcist prequel, Dominion.
Dominion, yeah.
And gotta say, it's not that great.
No.
It is better than I remembered it, but I still think it's still better than the new Exorcist. I still think that new one's a real piece of shit.
Yeah.
Even though the CGI is bad and all that, I still think it's actually better than the new Exorcist.
I'll agree.
I'm very curious about your thoughts on that. Where would you rank the Exorcist? I mean, obviously the first one's number one.
Clearly.
Number 3, right, would be the next.
Probably.
Where do you go from there? I think you go Dominion, then Exorcist 2, the Heretic, and then this new fucking Exorcist, whatever the fuck it is.
You're probably right.
Anyway, that's all I got. Hope all is well. Love you like family. Bye now.
Love you too, Tom Hardy. He's probably right. I remember very little about Heretic. Did you ever get around to watching that one?
I can't say for sure. I know for a fact I've never seen Dominion.
It's not that great.
But I'm pretty sure I've seen, let's see, I've definitely seen 1, 3. I have not seen 2. I didn't see, what is it again?
Dominion?
No, Dominion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I have.
I know I saw it, but it's been so long.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. It's the one where she's in the... she's like preteen or whatever, and she's in a mental institution. Again,
if you could detach this most recent one from, the lineage of The Exorcist, if you could just make it an exorcism movie, then it's okay.
Yeah,
but because you had to make it part of this world,
it
ended up being terrible.
Yep, cash grab. Alan brought up a pretty good point. Franchises that we know and love, but then insert one complete piece of dog shit. And how much does that take the stock down of the entire franchise? That's something I've been dealing with the Hellraisers really since 1991.
Since 2?
Pretty much, yeah. It's a hard pill to swallow sometimes.
Yeah.
Now they're making Pinhead an internet predator. What the shit is that all about?
Phantasm kind of suffers from it.
Oh yeah.
It brings the stock down quite a bit, man.
Yeah.
At least with like Halloween, we've got enough good movies to fall back on.
Sure.
But boy, they really did.
They
really did turn it up.
Fuck me. God damn, that was offensively bad. All right, man, that's all we got on the listener mail. You got anything for Tom Hardy, Alan, or team?
Good to hear y'all again.
Love you guys. It's movie time, Mr. Harrell.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you've heard, haven't you? We've been hunting wolves for years. Most folks turn permanently. Others return to being human the next day. Last one we had like that escaped recently.
Did my other book come in yet?
There you go. Hope you don't mind. I read some of it.
What'd you think?
I don't really believe in the supernatural stuff.
Maybe what some consider supernatural is simply unexplained scientific phenomena.
Okay, everybody. It's closing time.
Jessica came into my store with some of her friends. She assaulted me.
How?
You gonna cry now?
And so if nobody got hit.
You seem to have a bit of an attitude problem.
She put her hands on me too, Mom.
Well, maybe you're the one that committed assault, huh, Lisa?
Why don't you tell me what really happened?
I'd rather not.
Make sure you finish the lesson.
I'll never feel whole again. They're gonna suffer.
Hello, Lisa. Very nice to meet you. I am Lisa from 2020, Jason.
Yep.
4 stars on IMDb.
That's about right.
It's a little generous if you ask me. This movie is not rated. It stars Kristen Viganos, Jennifer Seward, and Manon Halliburton. Directed by Patrick Ray, written by Eric Winkler. Oh, we've got some nonsense going on here, my friend. This is, I'm going to tell you right now, it's not a good movie. It feels very much like a movie that was made to be so bad that it's good, but I found it to just be bad and completely forgettable in every possible way. We start off out in the woods, J-Bo.
Yeah, boy.
And it's nighttime, and there's a feral young lady running around. And she's being chased by a guy, and then she finally turns around, and we see that she's a werewolf. Not like a American Werewolf in London werewolf or a hairy, bestial werewolf. Really, she just has yellow eyes and claws and some gnarly teeth. And she slashes the dude across the face, and then she gets shot by another individual. And turns out that the werewolf girl was actually the one being hunted. And we meet the lady that shot her. She's the local sheriff. And she makes some remark about, well, we'll have to try again next time or something like that. Okay, delightful. From there, we jump into the titular Lisa and what her fucking problem is. Apparently, her grandmother just died and has left her a used bookstore, I think is what we're saying. Like an antique bookstore.
Kind of like an antique bookstore.
Like a high-end kind of a thing. And we're in a small town somewhere. Lisa, right off the bat, I can tell you what they're doing. Because they did their best to nerdy up Lisa at the get-go. She comes in wearing a beanie, a flannel shirt, some giant fucking glasses. And we're supposed to... So what we're going to do here is this is nerdy Lisa. And then once she becomes the werewolf Lisa, then she's going to be smoking hot. That's how things go. I see what you're doing here. It's not very original, but all right. She gets in there, and she's opening the bookstore for the day, and one of her regulars comes in, a lady by the name of Anna, I believe, comes in, and they chit-chat for a little bit, and she's like, oh, you're Lisa. Oh, I really miss your grandmother. Okay, here, I need this book and that book. And Lisa's like, okay, here you go. Friendly exchange. Very nice.
Thank you, one customer.
Yes, you are keeping me in business. And then Anna leaves, and everything's cool. And then we get a weird exchange between Anna and some other chicks just outside the bookstore. Anna's leaving, and this, I guess, gang of 3 other chicks comes up.
The local toughs.
What the fuck? Who the hell writes this shit, man? They roll up, and a multi-ethnic group, of course. They're like, hey, nice book. And they slap it out of Anna's hand. What are you reading and stuff? What are you, some kind of smart guy? Anna's like, yeah, it was a nice book. And she picks it up, and then she slaps the main girl across the face. And Lisa's watching all this from the bookstore window, and she's like, oh. And then Anna walks off, and of course the gang of tough girls comes into the bookstore. Now, you could have convinced me that this was possible if we had set this scene in high school.
Yep.
Okay? Now, if this were like teens, okay. But these chicks are clearly in their mid to late 20s.
With clearly nothing better to do.
Nothing better to do on a Tuesday afternoon than walk up and down the street harassing people. I'll give you, they're pretty hot, and they're dressed kind of slutty, so we're apparently dealing with some kind of bad element here in town. But they come in and they start giving Lisa a hard time. They're like, oh, what are you, nerd? And because we find out via this diploma on the wall that Lisa has a degree in literature from Barcelona.
Like archival arts or something.
Some fucking thing. And the leader of this gang of toughs is Jennifer, I think, or Jessica. And she's got her little henchman toughs with her. That is Lily and Abby. Now, again, these chicks are clearly in their mid-20s. And all they're doing is palling around with Jessica on a given day. Do I need to just go start shaking down random businesses?
This ain't even the most unrealistic part of it.
There was some real dumb shit headed our way. So they get in there and they give Lisa a hard time. And then, to make a long story short, they kind of bully her a little bit. And then Jessica just kind of steals an original copy of Clockwork Orange.
A $200 book.
The $200 book. So that's very, very scary. Lisa's like, hey, fucker, that's $200. And she's like, put it on my tab. And then they just walk out with the book. What do we... okay, I get it. You're hot chicks. Shoplifting is kind of a thing. But books? I don't think so. Whatever.
And the one chick tells Lisa, just let it go.
Yeah.
Don't make a big deal out of it.
Yeah, Lily is like...
it'll go nowhere anyway.
Yeah, Lily is like the somewhat, I don't know, reticent of the group of toughs. She's like, oh, sorry, I'm glad you're back, but okay, gotta go, bye. And then she takes off with Jessica. She's like the less aggressive of the henchmen. Okay, very cool. Shortly after that, Lisa's best friend Sam shows up, and she's like, "Oh, that bitch is around. Yeah, fuck her anyway." They end up going out drinking, and I think they had planned on like slashing her tires, but they never do. Everything's cool. The next day, Lisa comes back into work, runs the store normally. As she's getting ready to close, Jessica comes back in, and this is where shit gets really stupid. She returns the book, Clockwork Orange, and Lisa's like, okay, thanks, I think. And then she's like, hey, how about we hang out sometime? And Lisa's like, no.
Why would I?
She's like, come on, I'll take you shopping, and we'll go to a fucking museum or something. And Lisa's like, huh? And she's like, come on, okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. And then Jessica just grabs Lisa and kisses her. Again, who the fuck writes this shit? Lisa's like, what the hell was that? And then Jessica spits in her face. This is the most sexually confused young lady probably in the entire
this is why we need AI to write movies.
Clearly. I think my son could write something better than this. So then she spits in Lisa's face and like shoves her, and she's like, fine, bye, bitch. And she leaves. Lisa's just standing there confused, as she should be. So, again, Sam comes and they kind of go out drinking again. And she's like, what the hell was that all about? I don't know. She convinces Lisa to go talk to the town sheriff the next morning. Now, something that we didn't mention is that Jessica is the town sheriff's daughter. And the town sheriff is a very cunty gum chewer. She chews a lot of gum, and she's a very haggard older lady.
She runs the whole town like she's the mafioso.
Yeah, but she's not really doing it. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of like shady shit going on in this town, and I guess she's getting paid off by all of the fucking practitioners of said shady shit. I have to assume. I don't know.
There's 5 businesses in town.
Yeah, one of them.
7 people live there.
One of them's the bookstore. The other one's the whorehouse, and then there's the bar, clearly, that Sam works at. Anyway, so she convinces Lisa to go tell the sheriff. So we cut to the next morning. Lisa goes in to tell the sheriff, and she's like, hey, I need to report an assault and a theft. And she's like, okay, what's your fucking problem? You could tell the sheriff has no interest in listening to Lisa. Sheriff's like, okay, what's your fucking problem now? Lisa tells her what happened, and she's like, well, she returned the book, so what? It's not... And Lisa's like, well, it was still theft. Yeah, but she brought it back, so nope, no harm, no foul, right? And then she's like, well, yeah, but then she kissed me. That's sexual assault. She's like, well, yeah, but it was a kiss. It's a, affectionate thing. But then she spat in my face. Then eventually Jessica walks in behind her, and then they grab Lisa and knock her out. And what follows is probably the dumbest jailhouse beating I've ever seen in my life.
It's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad. What we get is a close-up of Lisa laying on the ground and spitting blood while everybody stands over her and kind of does like a weak, kind of like I'm kicking you, but...
While the mom eats Funyuns watching it on video camera.
Oh, stupid.
Took me a while to realize that the deputy was apparently the brother, too.
Oh, I didn't know.
Same last name.
I didn't catch that.
I saw it on his badge. There,
okay.
Or ID.
All right. That makes sense now. So, yeah, they beat her up, sort of, and then they pull a couple of her fingernails out for no apparent reason. Oh, they wanted to give her something to remember them by. But the overall plan here was to kill her.
Yeah, what is she going to...
So there's not going to be anybody to remember her.
Right.
Because she's going to be dead.
You're going to remember us for the 1 hour you're alive.
Okay. Ridiculous.
Made no sense.
None whatsoever. So they beat her up, and then they're like, well, let's go take her out in the woods and feed her to the wolves. Okay. So the deputy and the 2 henchman girls throw her in the back of a squad car and drive her out to the woods. And this is where I have to assume that a raping takes place, but it's never actually stated. We just see the deputy, like, taking his belt off.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, sorry, you girls have to see this. And then after that, we cut to Lisa just kind of laying in the grass and the squad car driving away. Okay, so what we're doing here, Jason, is we're going to a place that I like to call Rape Revenge Town. Except we don't have any actual rape. So the equation of rape versus revenge kind of gets blown out of proportion. We're about to get a bloody revenge, but really, other than... I mean, all right, I'm just talking.
I took it as a murder revenge.
Okay, sure. If you say so.
Well, because killing her was more prominent than any sexual assault.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. But it was still there, or at least it was implied, I should say. But at the same time, it's never brought up again in the movie. There's like a rape hug that happens when she comes back, where she's crying and Sam like hugs her. And she's like, you don't know what happened to me. Oh my God, I do. And then they like hug it out. So
yeah, but they could have just been a hug because she got the crap beat out of her.
All right. Well, whatever, man. I'm putting way too much thought into this.
Yes.
So there we have Lisa laying in the grass, and then we get a bunch of German shepherds running around her, and we don't actually get to see any kind of a wolf attack or bite. It's just kind of insinuated with a lot of like close-ups of the moon and some howling and the German shepherds, and then we have our weirdo dude in the woods. We'll learn his name later. What exact part he plays in all of this horse shit is still a mystery to me, other than he's working sort of for the sheriff.
Well, he was the guy from the beginning.
Right, but what's he doing? Is there a reason for him to be there?
I mean, it kind of makes sense.
Is he just the town hermit that likes to chase chicks through the woods?
He's just kind of one of her goons.
I thought he was supposed to be a werewolf also, but that was never stated, was it?
No, but I think it was implied. So
there's a lot of implications.
So Lisa wakes up. She's there on the ground. The wolf comes over there.
Yeah.
She clocks the wolf
Yeah.
in the head after it bites her on the leg.
Right.
Next thing you see is the dude.
Right. But he's just standing there.
I assumed he was the dude.
The wolf
or the wolf.
Okay. I'll buy that. I'll buy that.
Not very good superpowers.
No. And if he can be fought off with a girly punch to the face, you're not a very good werewolf either.
Or he was just there to supervise to see if this thing that they were talking about at the beginning of the movie plays out.
Right.
Because she said, I guess we'll have to try again.
Right.
The sheriff
that
did.
Sort of gets
So
explained.
maybe that's what they were going for again, was trying to play this out again one more time.
Okay, but that's never really explained. I mean, it's sort of half-assed explained, but I don't know what the... Or we'll get
But I don't know what the point of it would be.
No, and that's never really... I mean, it comes up at the end, but they never say what the hell they're trying to do. You know what all right. I'm getting
all right, let's keep going.
Okay, now Lisa, she wakes up the next day, and she manages to walk back to her friend's apartment. Sam, they hug it out. They have a big, oh my God, you're alive. What happened to you? Oh, they beat me up and took my fingernails. And they left me in the woods. Okay, great. So what do we do now? I don't know. This is when the werewolf superpowers start kicking in. Lisa can smell what Sam had for lunch that day, like down to the ingredients of the salad. Very nice. Periodically, now we don't get like a full wolf transformation. We get like a Jack Nicholson sort of wolf transformation, and even that is pretty understated. Really, all she gets is some contacts and some gnarly teeth and some fingernails.
Yes.
Okay, you're working on a budget. I'm with you.
There's like a blip in time where she has some kind of putty on her face.
Yeah, like
to kind of give it a more of a, I don't know, some
like
structure.
A brow, kind of a furrowed brow situation. It's fine. We don't even get that till the very end, but okay. So she has like zero control over it right now, though, so that's great. She's out cruising around because she just has to get out of this apartment for a minute. Apparently, Lily, the tough girl with the conscience, actually works as an auto mechanic. So she rolls up to her auto shop, and she catches her there by herself.
Yeah, this was one of the more unrealistic parts that I was talking about.
Oh, buddy.
So the car's not even jacked up.
Nope, and she is just kind of lazily looking underneath it, like
clanking a wrench around.
Yeah, kind of like she dropped her keys and she's trying to find them or something. So but it's okay. She's got coveralls on, Jay. And
she did have some oil on her shirt,
of course. So clearly she's a professional. That's $400 an hour or whatever. So Lily's there working. Her supervisor goes to get lunch, and in walks Lisa, who now has the eyes and the teeth, and Lily spots her, and she's like, Lisa, oh my God, you're alive. And Lisa's like, yeah, I'm a werewolf now. And she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry about what happened to you. I didn't do anything. She's like, yeah, exactly, you didn't do anything. And then she just grabs her head and twists it around.
Yeah, and there was a very striking lack of like sound effects.
Yeah.
It was just a very muted, quiet neck break.
Yeah, a little
like they did not hire a Foley guy at all. And the movie kind of suffered with that at numerous points, where like you had these ultra quiet, no sound effects, especially kills.
Yeah.
And it just kind of continuously took me out of the movie even more.
I mean, if that's your biggest complaint about this movie, then we're doing okay.
It's one of them. Well, you grab a stick, you break it in a
head of lettuce.
Right.
There, done. All right, whatever, man. You don't want to do it? Don't do it. Here's my problem about this. Now, we're in werewolf country here, Jay.
Yep.
We could have done a lot. This is a very lackluster kill here, and it's very unwolfy. She literally walks in there, right through the front door, stands behind her, waits for her to turn around, and then snaps her neck. What was the point of having the eyes and the teeth and the claws if you're not going to use them? We could have...
You know what? You could say that this is a bad kill, but it only gets worse.
Oh, I know it. But this is setting the tone for the movie. This is the first kill.
Yeah.
We could have cut the power. We could have chased her around, had a little sequence of cat and mouse, maybe a howl. Let her howl.
A growl.
Growl, something.
Bite her.
Do something scary. That was not scary. If I was working in that garage and Lily walked in, looking the way she did with her claws and her eyes, I would have asked her to have a drink with me after work. She was not intimidated. She was pretty hot.
Petted her under the chin.
Give her a little tickle. All right, so that's our first kill. From there, we go back to Sam's place, and now we're like, oh my God, what happened? Oh, I changed and I couldn't figure it out. So from there, she goes back to the woods, and she's looking for the dude. She doesn't find the dude. She finds the house that was there when she woke up, and it just so happens to be Anna's. Anna is her only customer there at the bookstore, so she goes and knocks on the door and talks to Anna. She's like, hey, remember when I woke up here the other day? And she's like, yeah, come on in here. And this is where we're going to learn that Anna is actually the sister of the sheriff. And they hate each other now, but apparently they had a rough childhood, and Anna kind of snapped out of it, but the sheriff kind of leaned into it and became a real piece of shit.
Which at least gave some credence to how she could get away with slapping the main tough girl.
Sure.
Because she's her aunt.
Yeah, exactly.
So that at least, instead of just some rando chick at a bookstore slapping the girl and getting away from it, or getting away with it, it at least gave some merit to that.
Okay.
It earned a point for me.
1 point from Jason. Anna's like, yeah, dude, you're a werewolf now, so you're just going to have to deal with that, and it's better if you just kind of embrace it, don't fight it. Once you embrace it and you kind of, figure out your life now, then you can kind of control it a little bit better, and you'll be good to go. And Lisa's like, oh my God, no way, I'm not a werewolf, you're crazy. Anna gives her a book to read, How to Be a Werewolf, I guess.
Werewolfing for dummies.
Werewolf for dummies. Flea collars and what else you'll need.
I think she told her that, you're going to end up in like one of 3 states.
Yes.
Either just a retarded wolf dog that roams the earth. Mm-hmm. 2, some brainless half-breed human dog.
Right.
Or like a legit werewolf.
Yeah, where you can control it and change when you want to and all that. So that's great. From there, we go back to Sam's place, and she reads the book, and she's like, okay, well, they've got some weird rule about what she has to do is survive her first full moon, because that she's going to change completely on the full moon. But then I think if I remember right, if she changes back after the full moon's over, then she's not a complete raving lunatic after that, then she's pretty much good to go. So she's like, okay, I just got to make it through that and I'll be okay. Problem is, the sheriff and Jessica and the other tougho girl have now realized that Lily's dead, and they know that Lisa's behind it. So they're like, oh shit, she lived, because they went back out there and couldn't find her body. She lived, so we gotta find her. We gotta put her down. I guess we gotta kill her, right? But even though they don't want to, because of the fucking thing at the ending. I
don't know.
I don't know either.
I wished I could tell you.
There's no explanation for any of this. Okay, so that's what happens. So they're sending every now and then they go and check at Lisa's house. She's not there though. She's staying at Sam's place. So in an effort to cover her tracks, Sam goes to the sheriff and tries to report Lisa missing to throw him off the trail. Sheriff's like, yeah, okay, great. We'll I don't know. We'll go see where she's at. Maybe she just left. Girls leave sometimes. Excellent. Now the tougho girl number 2 spots Lisa. She's like, hey, bitch, we know you're in town and we're going to fucking get you. So instead of actually attacking her, she just rolls up, threatens her, and then drives off. It's a bit counterintuitive, isn't it?
You got me.
Shit, there goes the element of surprise, I suppose. Lisa's like, okay, fucker. So that particular chick is like the waitress at the one bar in town. So she follows that chick to the bar before it's open, and she goes in there, and now her eyes and her teeth are out again. And instead of doing any kind of werewolfy behavior or biting or clawing or using her wolf senses or anything like that, she literally walks in the front door, walks up right behind the girl, and she's like, hey, I'm a werewolf now. And the chick's like, oh, shit, Lisa. Hey, I was just kidding. And then she just grabs her face and puts it in the deep fryer until, I guess, her brains melt out or something.
Apparently.
I don't know. Really, as far as special effects go, it looked like they put her in a bowl of water and then changed the color of the water red. And then that was pretty much it for that.
And they put like some...
yeah, they had like some cottage cheese.
Put like some ham slices on her face. Silence of the Hams.
That's what it is. All right. So now we definitely know that Lisa's here and she's killing our friends, so we need to do something. In some kind of dipshit retaliatory attack, Jessica goes and Molotov cocktails Lisa's bookstore. That was pretty dumb, man. Because now... Well, first, okay.
Broad daylight.
Yeah, and it was all CGI fire.
And they're in the cop car.
Rolling up in the squad car. She gets out, throws a Molotov cocktail through the window. So basically burning down the bookstore. That was Lisa's grandma's bookstore. She's very upset about it. Very, very crying. All right, so now at this point, I don't know why we're even trying to hide Lisa, because clearly they know that she's there. And Lisa knows that they're trying to kill her, so why don't we just bring this thing to a head?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what we're going to do instead, and I don't know that this makes a lot of sense.
Well, you still have 45 minutes of film to cover.
We're not even at the halfway point. So what she does is she follows Jessica to a concert, waits till she goes to the bathroom, goes in there. Now she's trying to make out with Jessica, but Jessica's like, and of course she's got the werewolf eyes and the claws. This time she actually does use the claws. She just slits Jessica's neck with her claws.
Most uneventful kill.
Yeah, well, I mean, there was...
Especially for, like, the main tough.
This is the big bad.
Yeah.
And that's all you got to do? After you hit on her uncomfortably for a few seconds? All right, well, killed her in the bathroom. After that, she's like, okay, well, I got to kill the rest of these guys. Now, this part is particularly odd to me. She goes back to Sam's place, and they have this big discussion. Hey, you're a werewolf. Use your abilities to take out, get rid of this corrupt regime. She's like, okay, that's what I'm going to do. So what she does is she puts on a hoodie, goes to a random house, walks in, and sits down in the living room. Okay. There's another girl there sitting in the living room. Nobody bats an eye at Lisa, this complete stranger walking into the house. Another lady comes out, and I have to assume that this place is some kind of a underage brothel situation.
Well, the girl, the unknown girl who was sitting on the couch, says that
that's
the other lady that's my mom.
Yeah.
So I think it was like a whorehouse, and the girl just has to kick it while mom's turning tricks in the other room.
Okay.
I think.
Sure.
I don't know if she's getting turned out too or what.
I don't know either. But it's very odd. It was very odd to me that she just walks into this house and sits down. Nobody says, okay, whatever. Anyway, in walks the sheriff, Deputy Dipshit, and he's like, hey, a new girl, huh? How about you come on with me? And
that disguise of hers, you just would never know.
Hey, I don't know how many times my wife walked in here with a hoodie on, and I almost called the cops.
Stranger!
Who the fuck are you? Oh, hey, honey. Sheriff's like, come on with me, honey. Let's check you out. So she gets in the squad car, and they drive off into the woods somewhere. And now it's nighttime. And he's like, fucking Lisa, I knew it was you. And she's like, yeah. And she punches him and smashes his head against the steering wheel and knocks him out. And then, if I remember correctly, she actually bites his neck open and leaves him in the woods.
Yeah. So finally you're getting like a bona fide werewolf kill.
Yeah.
And she could not line up her mouth with that dude's neck to save her life.
It looked like she was rubbing her forehead on his cheeks.
It was so bad.
It's terrible. Yeah. Man.
But I will I'll give them credit. Practical effect, bleeding out on the throat.
Yeah.
And they got their money's worth too. They focused that camera on that blood for way longer than it needed.
That was probably at least a gallon and a half that came out of there, too. That actor was going to drown if he didn't get up soon. Pretty dumb, but now he's dead. Lisa then gets on the radio, and she's like, "Hey, Sheriff, I just ate your son." And the sheriff's like, "Well, come on down to the station and talk to me about it."
Sheriff doesn't care at all all of her kids have been picked off.
No, she doesn't care. I don't think she liked any of these kids at all. Lisa's like, "Yeah, okay, I'll be there." Sheriff then calls the random dude from the woods to meet her at the station. So Lisa gets there and, of course, walks right into a trap. And in the meantime, the sheriff went and picked up Sam, so she's got her also. She gets to the station, and it's a trap, of course. The random guy, we find out his name, I think, was Adolphus or something like that.
Yeah, it was something stupid.
Some European thing. Yeah. He jumps out, and apparently they have a silver axe because, kill werewolves.
So, really early in the movie, I had noticed that, in this closet, there was just a random set of brass knuckles.
Yeah.
And,
a pentagram
branding iron.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that was the most random thing for them to have as a background prop. Hey, I was glad to see it resurface.
It paid off.
Completely dumb.
It paid
but
off.
Whatever.
Yeah, so Lisa walks in and she gets knocked out again by the sheriff because she's using silver brass knuckles.
Yeah.
They pick her up and pin her to the wall, crucify her to the wall with nails. And
I assume silver nails.
I'll buy that, sure. And this is the part that I really don't know what we're doing here. So the sheriff and this Adolphus character are, I guess, trying to find the correct werewolf bloodline that allows them to change back and forth at will.
Yeah.
And once they have one,
then what?
Well, so she said, "Okay, we're going to cut off your arms and your legs and put you in a little box." And I guess Adolphus was going to make her his fuck toy or something like that.
Little torso sex doll.
Okay, why do we need a werewolf for that?
I don't know.
What is the point of that exactly?
What's the point of the movie?
That's a good. I don't know.
I don't know what the goal is.
Me neither. Were they gonna? Are they trying to breed her?
I don't know.
Create an army of werewolves?
It's explained. Well, it's said what their intent is, but there's no explanation as to why.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
This is what we're gonna do.
Okay, but
why?
Are you just sick fucks? If that's the case, then just let me know.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna be so hot in the box with quadruple amputees. I'm really into it.
You ever see Human Centipede?
Oh yeah, werewolf quadruple amputee. Stupid. Anyway, that's what we're doing, I guess. But of course, in the meantime, we have to have this "No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die" conversation while they're kind of fucking around with Sam. And while that's happening, Lisa is getting pulling her arms free from the nails that are in them. And then she gets free, knocks out the sheriff, and then we get a really dumb fight sequence with Adolphus where he's swinging the axe wildly around the...
worst axe swinger ever.
Those are some of the slowest axe swings.
Adolphus is a horrible henchman.
He is. All of these knuckleheads. Worst henchman ever.
I will say that I also gave it a point for... So as Adolphus is putting that pentagram branding iron on her, I'm like, this movie is so stupid. I'm like, they didn't heat it up anywhere.
No, they didn't even.
But
bother.
then, she actually said, what's made out of silver, so just because of that, it's going to brand you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? They put some thought into that sentence.
That little part right there. Somebody punched that up for him, I bet. Wait a minute. There, Eric. How is that going to burn her exactly? All right, cut. So she gets free. She knocks the sheriff out. Big dumb fight sequence. She kills Adolphus, and then she, I think she stabbed the sheriff through the chest, but it didn't kill her. So she takes the sheriff out to the woods and basically leaves her there for the wolves, and then the wolves come and eat the sheriff, and that's pretty much the end of your movie.
Yep.
What did you think of I Am Lisa, Mr. Harrell?
I gave it a 4.4 out of 10.
Wow. Okay.
Here's some of my little highlights here.
Okay.
Oh boy, not very good. Like a teen werewolf movie with cuss words and some blood.
Yep.
Kills are ridiculously bad, laughable at times.
Of course.
It was at least nice to see practical effects.
One of them, at least.
Yeah, at least one. A gallon and a half worth. Seeing Lisa with werewolf teeth that came from the dollar store was amusing, especially when she tried to talk through them.
Yeah.
And that's it. I mean, again, there was enough for me not to hate this.
Okay.
But it's not good.
I don't hate it. It's not good. It's completely forgettable. To me, there is no redeeming quality of this movie. You're making a werewolf movie. There is next to zero actual werewolf action.
Yeah, it's a highlight of fingernails almost.
Yeah.
Like that's the big thing is fingernails.
And two of the bigger kills could have been done without the fangs or the eyes or anything. So you could just walked in there and did it.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. This felt like a made-for-TV version of Last House on the Left with a werewolf, and not a very good. The writing was bad. That scene where Jessica comes in and tries to hit on Lisa and then spits in her face. Who the fuck wrote that?
Yeah.
That is the worst writing I've experienced in a very long time. I was awkward watching it. Oh, it's bad.
Pretty bad.
It's pretty bad. It's.
But again, like I said, I found 4.4 points worth of redeemable stuff.
On a 1 to 10 scale, I would give this probably 3.5 tops.
Okay.
One of that is a gratuitous point just for being a werewolf movie. You could have not cranked it up a notch. Give me a tit, rip a shirt open. Show me something. It's technically in the rape revenge neighborhood. Show me something. Give me some brutality. Even the beating in the cell was ridiculous.
Oh, it was terrible.
Yeah.
No, there's a lot of really bad dialogue. There's a lot of really stupid plot points. There's unanswered questions. It's got issues.
It does. Oh, that's what happened. The sheriff was about to kill Lisa, but then her sister popped out of nowhere with a sniper rifle.
Oh, that's right, with a
and shot her through the window.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think I've wasted enough of everybody's time on I Am Lisa. You know what? Check it out, inmates. Why not? You got an hour and hour and 39 minutes to kill. Go ahead. See what you think.
I mean, you'll have a couple of chuckles.
You will.
At the very least.
You will. You might find some humor in this. Let's take us a little break, J-Bo.
No.
Hey inmates, if you like what you hear, head over to the Padded Room Facebook group and support us through the Patreon link with a small monthly donation. Check out the T-Villain link at paddedroom.podbean.com and grab some t-shirts. Thanks for listening and enjoy the rest of the show.
And we're back, Mr. Harrell. Yes, sir. I think it's time for a meat hook, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Three on a meat hook.
This week's meat hook, rape revenge movies, Daddy-O. I don't like much for the rape, but I do like for the revenge.
It's good stuff.
Yeah. What do you got on number 3, dude?
Number 3, The Seasoning House.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a tough one to watch. Eastern Europe, man. Anytime we go to Eastern Europe,
it gets rough.
It does, and it's just bleak and gray.
Because you can easily believe it.
Totally. I'm sure there is something over there very similar to that right now.
Oh, for sure.
But still, I don't want to know about it.
No.
And it's just such a goddamn gray, depressing.
Very gray.
I mean, even without that, it just looks miserable. Yeah. You know, you just be like over there trying to find a job.
Definitely not on my favorite to rewatch list.
Well, I don't think
a very solid movie.
It is. It's a great show. Sean Pertwee can be a right fuckface when he wants to. You know, especially when he's playing a fucking thug in the Balkans. That's bad, man. That's
it is a very gray, very, very gray over there.
Yeah.
You nailed it.
Yeah. Well, I went the opposite direction.
Okay.
My number 3, a very colorful movie.
Okay.
Revenge. And that, like, for the most part, these rape revenge movies are very formulaic. And this one is no different. It's nothing that we haven't seen before. But just for the color palette alone and, like, some of the camera work in it.
Yep.
There's some very silly shit going on. Like,
for sure. The bleed out on the spike or the...
the impalement.
Yeah.
And then the...
it's my number 2, by the way.
Oh, okay, perfect. But it's still, like, just for, like, the, I guess the artistic scenery of it. Mm-hmm. Like that opening shot when they're coming in the helicopter and you're seeing the reflection in the pilot's glasses, and that's what you're watching, and then it pans back to the pilot's face, and then you realize you're in the... That's camera magic right there.
Yeah, there's definitely some silliness in there.
Yeah,
I mean, she's got so much blood.
Oh yeah, and her brain, like cauterizing it with the beer can.
Yeah,
giving her that stomach tattoo.
That embossing.
Yeah, bedazzling her fucking midriff.
But a very fun movie.
Yeah, I liked it a lot, and not to make light of the rape, but when she goes out, she goes all out.
Yeah,
and like. I mean, come on. She's running around the desert in that fucking midriff bikini, which is hot as hell, by the way, in the shotgun, blowing the heads off of dudes. That's kind of what you need in a rape revenge movie.
Yeah, it's a fun flick.
Yeah. Well, that's your number 2. My number 2, a movie that I do watch on a regular basis, but the rape is very understated in this one. It's The Crow.
Mm-hmm.
I would call that a rape revenge movie.
I had considered it.
That is a movie that I have seen, I could probably recite it, especially in my 90s teen angsty goth phase. Yeah, I pretty
when
much...
you were hitting the Hot Topic weekly.
Oh, yeah, buddy. Just trying to get my hair to grow down instead of throwing up like it always does. But yeah, dude.
Rumored to be getting a 4K release.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I'm all over that.
Yeah.
I would love to see a Crow box set. As bad as those latter movies are, I would still like to complete the collection. I have the first 2.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think what do you have? Salvation and Wicked Prayer are the ones I need.
I've only ever seen the first one. I don't own a copy because there's been rumors of this 4K release for some time now, so I've been holding off.
Okay. I have City of Angels, which is not It's
a great movie.
It's not. It just isn't. It doesn't feel like a Crow movie. It feels very Joel Schumacher. You know, it's like the you go from Batman in Batman Begins to Neon Batman. It's a very similar dynamic there because the color palette in
that sounds terrible.
It's supposed to be in Los Angeles instead of Detroit, and it's all like these weird toxic clouds just rolling through and a lot of fucking smoke. And Thomas Jane beating off in a one of those peep show things while he's in drag.
Oh,
he's one of the henchmen.
Yeah,
it's a whole ass thing. But the problem is that it's not really an action movie. He goes and he kills all the guys, of course, but there's no big gunfights and there's no kung fu or any of that. So
yeah,
if you're a Crow fan, you're probably going to be disappointed by
no rockin' soundtrack.
Not really. I got it anyway. There's a lot of Rob Zombie on it, so there's that. How about number one, J-Bo?
My number one, 2010's I Spit on Your Grave.
That's my number one also, big guy.
Rough rape scene. Very compelling victim. Very fun revenge, though.
Yes.
Ultimately.
Yes.
It's just a solid. I've seen this movie so many times. It's just always good. It is a really good revenge movie.
I would say this is the one that I would say I don't revisit a lot. I enjoyed it. I like it a lot. I was never that big of a fan of the original to begin with, just because the fucking rubes were so ridiculous, you know?
Extra ruby.
Yeah, and I kept that, which she could probably kick the shit out of these guys, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in this one, they had that meth head feel to them, you know what I mean? And you could just see them being like fucking internet grooming teenage girls or some shit, you know? Just that dirty fucking middle America, white trashy kind of trailer park vibe. And then when she comes back, it's not the sexy kind of I'm going to lure you out and, you know, act like I liked it kind of a thing. She goes full Predator on him, like
Definitely.
hiding in the bushes,
and
harassing him for a little bit and sending the videotape to the sheriff's daughter and stuff like that. She really fucks him up pretty good. The only complaint I would have about that is the torture seemed some of the torture seemed a bit over the top.
The Ravens or the Crows is my least favorite.
I would say the acid tank bath thing.
Oh,
you know,
I kind of enjoy that one.
I mean, I get it. Yeah, I'm not mad at it, but at the same time, where the hell is she? She's a chemist now, you know, and where is she getting this shit? I don't.
Wasn't it just like bags of lye in the little cabin?
Yeah, where's she getting that from?
I think it was just left there, wasn't it?
Somebody just the previous occupant who was trying to get rid of dead bodies. Yes. All right, fair enough. That's my number one. Also, I didn't much care for I Spit on Your Grave 2.
No,
which had like that human trafficking thing.
Yeah,
I Spit on Your Grave 3 was just ridiculous.
That was terrible.
Yeah, and now there's, if I'm not mistaken, there's another one that's supposed to be a direct sequel to the original. In fact, I think it has the original actress come back.
I thought that was...
I think it's like I Spit on Your Grave Again or something like that.
I have more spit to give.
I've loogied on your grave, I believe it's called. Something to that effect. I have not seen it yet.
I thought that was like 2 or 3 where she was in there. I thought that was 3.
I don't think so. 3 was the one where... No, I'm talking about the original actress from the original.
Oh, okay.
No, 3 is the one where the Jennifer Hilson comes back and she's like, what is she, like in a support group or something, and she's like mobilizing the girls to go.
It's like, did you ever see that movie from back in the 80s called Angel?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Yeah. All right, that's your meat hook, inmates. It's Rape Revenge Movies. Let us know by next week if you can. Mental health hotline, of course, is area code 775-387-0275. Or go to paddedroompodcast.com and leave us your meat hook there. In the meantime, it's Terradome time.
No tears, please. It's a waste of good suffering.
I'm not going to hurt you. You didn't let me finish my sentence. I said, I'm not going to hurt you. I'm just going to bash your brains in. I'm gonna bash him right the fuck in. I'll kill you all. I'll drive you crazy. I'll kill you all. My worst dream come true.
6-year-old child with this blank, pale, emotionless face. The blackest eyes. The devil's eyes.
Welcome to the Terradome.
Last week's winner, the champion of the Inferno Conference. We had Valak from Vampires versus the Other from Hellfest. Valak had been watching the Man in the Mask for a while. His skill was there, but no match for vampiric abilities. Still, Valak admired the way he hunted his prey through the park. In the end, the blood was his to consume, not the man's to spill. Valak had to strike. With a vote of 8-5, Valak advances to the championship. There, Mr. Harrell.
I think we know where this is going.
We will have our championship next week. I'm excited.
Are you?
Yes, sir. I'll have the next week is Super Bowl Sunday, so I will make the big fight announcement. We'll vote on it the week after and announce the winner in 2 weeks, inmates. So get ready for that. While you're contemplating who it could possibly be, we're going to tell you what movies we got to watch in a segment called What Are You Looking At?
What are you looking at?
So I revisited Dario Argento's Dracula from 2012, Jason.
And?
I still think it's bad. It's... Okay, so first of all, we're missing out because it was originally made in 3D. It was supposed to be shown in 3D. I don't think you can find a 3D viewing. Even if you could, I don't think you would have the... Well, you might with your new TV. But at the same time, finding a version that you can play in 3D, that's going to be a whole ass thing.
Right.
So watching a 3D movie in non-3D, you get a lot of stupid shit. A lot of things coming at the camera for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
Good news, this is Italian, and it's made by Dario Argento. So if something's flying at the camera, it's a set of tits.
Probably a boob.
And some pretty nice ones at that. You got that going for you. If you're some kind of a Dracula loyalist and you're wanting a loyal adaptation of the book, it's not here. If you're a fan of Dracula and you want to see him in other adventures, go watch something else. But if you want to see a lot of hot naked chicks and you don't mind a pretty weak ass story that you know where it's going from the start, and you want to see Rutger Hauer acting his fucking ass off, this might be a movie for you. Is it good? No. Is it as bad as I remember? No, but you got to go in with some really, really low expectations. And if you can do that, and you're looking to squeeze one out, this might be the movie for you.
Well, boy, you really sold a lot of people on this one.
If you're wanting to squeeze one out to a Renaissance fair style tit extravaganza, this might be the movie for you. That's pretty much all I can say about that.
Sounds like a great thing.
Yeah. I watched that. I also watched Witchery from 1988, starring Linda Blair and the David Hasselhoff.
Ooh, the Hoff.
Tell you what, my friend. It's fine. It's 80s. It's a shit attempt at a 80s haunted house movie.
Yeah.
You seen it?
Nope.
It's they go to they're looking to buy property on an island. There's pretty nice boobs in this one, too. Not Linda Blair's. It's some other chick.
The Hoffs?
No, not the Hoff either. He keeps his shirt on this time.
Damn it.
I know. A lot of psychedelics going on here. I don't know if that was... I mean, this is 1988 we're talking about, but, like, when we go into ghost mode, instead of, like, going creepy with it, we just go full color fucking blur and people screaming like they're going into another time dimension or something. Whoa, whoa, and then they wake up and they're in the basement. Much, yeah. But you know, if you're doing hallucinogens, let's not probably watch this one because you might throw you into some kind of nervous breakdown. And that's all I'm looking at there, J-Bo. What do you got?
Well, I got a whole laundry list here. I'll try to blast through them pretty quick.
Okay.
The Sacrifice Game, 2023.
What do you think of that?
I gave it a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
It was pretty good. A little weak at the end, but it's still pretty good. Rewatched The Haunting of Hill House.
The whole thing?
The whole thing.
All right.
Still good. Rewatched The Clove Hitch Killer.
I wasn't mad at that.
No, it's a fun movie. I watched the 2022 version of Goodnight Mommy because I could never seem to get through watching the original.
I don't know that I've seen the remake.
It's weak. I really wished I would have started off with the original.
Okay.
Because this thing telegraphed like crazy.
Okay.
I knew what was going on from Jump Street. Barbarians from 2021. That was decent.
Okay.
Where's Rose? That was pretty good. Dark Harvest. Another pretty good movie.
All right.
Hack-O-Lantern. It was okay.
That's the one that's a Bollywood movie.
No.
I mean, it's made by a Bollywood director. It's an American movie, but it's just all over the place. It's got Gina Fine in it, the porn star.
Dude, I don't know. Let's see here.
If I remember,
1988?
Yes. If I remember right, there's like a musical number in it.
I said a bit of a stinker, another metal glam Satan worship cult movie.
That's the one.
With no real redeemable qualities.
Yes.
Good to watch with friends and riff on.
There's a musical number in it. There's a stand-up comedy routine in it. There's a full-on softcore porn scene with Gina Fine in it. That's what the Bollywood guys do, man. They just pack everything into one movie.
I wished I could remember the comedy thing you're talking about. Was it a horrible comedian?
It was a nobody. It was a complete nobody. It was wildly out of place. There was like the bar scene, and then a guy just walks out of the bar and starts talking to a crowd. Yeah, he's
outside.
Yeah, he just starts talking to a crowd and basically doing
I looked up that dude on like IMDb, and that was like his only thing.
Yeah, he basically does an open mic in the parking lot.
It was awful.
It was terrible.
Awful. Wicked Little Things, 2006.
What did you think of that one?
4.8 out of 10. Nothing I haven't seen a million times before.
I like that.
Mundane kills, lots of running and screaming, more tedious than enjoyable.
Wow, that was unfair.
Hey, this is why I document.
All right, I really like that.
Let's see. Rewatch Stakeland. I never showed up for that.
Okay.
Hellbender 2021. I don't even remember what the hell it was.
Yeah.
I rewatched Cobweb to see if my opinion of it stuck, and it did. It's still a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
Finally got to watch Cemetery Man, or what's it?
Delamore.
Not as good as I hoped, and definitely not worth the $45 I paid for it.
I saw the Steelbook. It looks great.
I mean, it was a fun movie.
I kind of feel like it's more of a comedy than anything.
Yeah, it was a little zanier than I thought. I thought I was going into pure horror land. Or as you referred to this movie, the greatest set of boobs in cinema history.
I would say so. I stand by that opinion,
gigantic
by the way.
nipples.
Amazing. Love them.
Just gigantic.
God, Lord.
Let's see. The Forever Purge. Finally got around to seeing that.
Okay.
A lot better than I expected.
I mean, after the first Purge, that was pretty much rock bottom.
Yeah, they really redeemed a little bit of themselves for that one. Netflix movie called Leave the World Behind. I went into this kind of jaded, thinking it was going to be a big propaganda piece, but it was actually way better than I thought.
What?
So it's more thriller, suspense, kind of tension. Than it's not horror by any means.
All right.
Gwen. Oh boy, that stunk. Yeah, I gave that 2.9 out of 10.
Okay.
Oh, and so it was listed as a horror movie.
Okay.
So my very first sentence is, first and foremost, this is not a horror movie.
Perfect.
But it was on Shudder.
I feel like I've seen that one. It sounds
And to make it even worse, I realized that I actually own it.
Oh, look at you.
It's terrible. I mean, it's really bad.
2018?
Yes.
Oh, I think so. Yeah. They kill her husband, I think. Like medieval times, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she goes and gets revenge. She has to go and it's like some medieval lord or something like that.
Let's see. The entire time I'm waiting for horror to kick in because it was listed as horror. It never did. So the whole time I'm riding this, I'm waiting for horror to start.
Okay.
Then I notice it gets down to like 10 minutes. And I'm like, okay, this is really going to have to spin on a dime.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it was more of a period type piece.
Coming of age kind of thing.
I don't remember.
Alrighty.
I put, if you're looking for a miserable movie because you hate happiness, this is for you.
Seasoning House.
Yeah. Play Dead, gave it a 6 out of 10. I watched 87's The Gate, rewatched that.
Yeah.
So that I could lead into The Gate 2.
Which I have never seen.
You know what?
I think I have.
It was a huge departure from the first one. Because, the first one was just fun.
Right.
This wasn't. All of the fun elements of part one are just gone from this.
It picks up with that other kid, right?
Yeah, kind of the headbanger kid.
Yeah, the metalhead kid.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's significantly older by that point.
Well, shit.
I said it's a mashup of The Gate, Clash of the Titans, and a hint of Phantasm 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's an eclectic group.
Watched Nefarious. That was very good.
I like that one.
Watched Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Rewatched Seventh Sign. Rewatched The Exorcist 3.
Okay.
Watched a sci-fi movie called Vesper. That's a pretty good movie for anybody that likes sci-fi.
Alrighty.
Oh, let's see. Little Bone Lodge, also known as
Last Exit.
Yes. That was pretty good.
Yeah, I wasn't mad at that.
Yeah. Rewatched Texas Chainsaw 3D. It's as stupid as I remember it. That's the first movie I played all the way through on that TV I just picked up.
The 3D one?
Yeah. It does not... The gimmicks, the 3D gimmicks don't work. But it really added a lot of nice visuals, like depth.
Yeah. Especially to the house.
Earlier in... Yeah.
Yeah.
Like earlier in the movie. Watched 1981's Hell Night.
Hell Night.
Linda Blair.
Oh, yeah.
Never seen it. First time watch. It was really fun.
If you can remember, it's a made-for-TV movie.
Was it?
Yeah.
It had the haunted, the creepiness of the haunted house, if you will. Like the set design and stuff was really cool.
Yeah.
It just ended up being a real fun movie. So I gave that a 6 out of 10.
All right.
Deliver Us, 6 out of 10. Guess Who? 5 out of 10. Megan is Missing. Have you ever seen this?
I have.
So I've heard about this movie for years.
Yeah.
Finally got around to watching it. That movie is disturbing.
Think so?
Yeah, it's like the Poughkeepsie tapes, but a lot more. You feel like a filthy old man watching a snuff film.
Okay.
It's well put if this movie was made to be a PSA.
Yeah.
So your daughters don't go mucking around on the internet.
Yes.
They pulled it off.
Oh, yeah.
Because this is creepy.
It is. The creepiest part was when the pictures surfaced after she went missing. And it was all like her with the jaw spreader and like her legs spread open and all that stuff. That was... All right. We're going a little crazy here.
So the first girl to go missing was Megan.
Right.
But then her best friend ends up going missing too. And that girl really looked a lot... She looked not of age.
Right.
Come to find out, she was like 22 when she did it.
Wow.
But I think because she really looked so much younger, that's really most of these movies do not make me feel any certain way.
Right.
But I really felt it was compelling. Like I felt horrible for watching this young girl.
Dirty.
Yeah. Like just getting messed with.
Yeah.
It was awful.
Yeah.
I will never watch it again.
I have no intention of doing so.
Mother May I, 5 out of 10. Head Count, just watched that.
That's a dumb one.
Head Count?
Yeah.
I gave it a 6.
Yeah, I thought it was stupid.
Despite the dumb name and the creature,
well,
I mostly liked it.
The main character I thought was a fruit basket. You know? The way, I don't know, man. He just kind of like walks into the party and suddenly he's banging the hottest chick there. And he acts so awkward the whole time. I get it. He's the first one to figure it out, so he's kind of off-put by it. But I don't know. I did not care for that one.
No?
No.
Huh. I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
I Trapped the Devil. Never seen it.
I like that one.
It's okay. It looks like crap.
I think it's
like,
supposed to.
Yeah, like either all of the screams have like just a horrible copy.
Oh, yeah.
Or artistically, they really went for just terrible.
They really laid it on thick with the Christmas lights. So,
well, like in the dark scenes, there's times where you can't see what in the hell is going on.
Yeah, yeah. Especially in the basement.
Here's a gem for you.
Oh, boy.
I rewatched 1994's Surviving the Game.
Oh, I like that one.
It's good.
Yeah.
Speaking of Rutger Hauer.
Yeah. Was that C. Thomas Howell? He was like the guy. So it was F. Murray Abraham, Rutger Hauer, Gary Busey. Charles S. Dutton.
Yep.
And then there was
Ice-T.
Ice-T, of course. And then there was a kid.
Yeah, the kid is the guy who plays like the killer in some kind of online murder type movie. I can't remember the name of it though. Yeah, he's like he's a guy that's been in a few movies, but nobody knows his name.
No, you recognize him when you see him though.
Alone, 6 out of 10. I Am Lisa, Suitable Flesh. Suitable Flesh, so you recommended that.
What did you think of that?
So there's a lot I like about it and there's a lot I don't like about it.
Okay.
It's, kind of a typical body hopper movie.
Yeah.
But stylistically, there's a lot to like.
Yeah.
They gave Barbara Crampton more of an acting job than half of the rest of the movies that she's in lately.
It's true.
But the acting and dialogue had a very Hallmark Presents kind of vibe to it.
I mean, it definitely, to me, it had more of like a Red Shoe Diaries kind of a thing going on. Because they really hit the sexy stuff hard, which is fine. But like the way they kind of dampened it down, I thought it felt like they were trying to make a 90s movie. And that's kind of where the color palette came from. Like the style, maybe it was even set in the 90s, I don't know. But like the interior design, you had that Lovecraftian New England vibe, but like, I don't know, it seemed like very Skinamax.
Yeah, I can get that.
Yeah.
But there's definitely quite a bit to like there. I really like the ending.
Sure.
So even though I kind of struggled like with the pacing of it, because especially like the first half, maybe 2/3, it just kept feeling like it were regurgitating the same scene over and over and over.
Yeah.
But then it finally kind of kicked into high gear, and a bunch of body hopping is going on. I didn't expect that to play out in the morgue the way it did. So it was pretty good.
Yeah, I wasn't mad at it. You gonna pre-order the VHS?
No.
I'm sure it's like $75 anyway.
Yeah, I don't buy new stuff on VHS
Okay.
unless it was like something I'm really into, where like I just want to have like every version of it imaginable.
I could see that.
Like if they come out with Trick or Treat
on VHS,
Woo! Like some kind of newfangled LED lit up case. Oh yeah, I'm all over it.
Alrighty,
that's it.
Okay, how about some immersion therapy then, dude?
You're all caught up now.
Good. I was wanting to get caught up.
This is what you can do if you lay on the couch for a month solid.
Oh, I can't do it, Jason. I got too much shit to do.
Immersion therapy.
while this isn't actually a silent movie, it very much felt like one to me. You know? I get it. She's alone. We're talking about No One Will Save You, streaming on Hulu. She's alone in the house. Who would she talk to? And then when she finally builds the courage to go report some of this shit to the authorities, she takes one step into the police office, somebody spits in her face, and she's like, so much for that. Right back to the house where she sits in silence. The aliens were pretty fucking gnarly, dude.
The first time I watched it, I'm like, okay, the alien...
With the finger.
The aliens are kind of like, to me, the weakest part of it.
Think so?
But this time around, I'm like, you know what? I kind of dig these things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had like that gray vibe to them.
Their movement was...
Oh, yeah.
Like how it almost skips frames in movement.
Especially at the end when he's doing like the hand and arm signals to the spaceship with those big spider arm things.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
And I like that there were like kind of different iterations of the aliens too.
Yeah. That's pretty sweet. I dug it, man. I liked it a lot.
I actually liked it more this time than I did the first time. I bumped it up another point.
I think what helps is that we never get like a full explanation as to what happened leading up to the story. We know she killed her friend, some kind of a accident or a fight that went a little too far or something, and that's why she's not comfortable going into town because everybody hates her.
Well, the sheriff and the woman that spits on her are the parents of the girl she killed.
Yes. Somehow she, I guess, got away with it. So,
they were kids.
Yeah. Or maybe she did a little time.
She clocked her in the head with a rock after getting pushed down.
Yeah.
So
there's that. And now this is where the story is.
Yeah.
Fucking aliens, bro.
I really like it.
Me too.
The first time I watched it, it didn't even register with me that nothing was being said, because that chick carries the weight of this movie on her shoulders so good.
Oh, yeah.
And there's just enough like screams or, and plus, she's writing things.
Yeah.
So the fact that she's writing this dialogue and you're internalizing that in your own head, you're kind of hearing the words being spoken even though there was no speaking.
Sure.
So it didn't even register with me the first time that there was like no dialogue or very little.
Yeah.
And this time it was still just as good. Like I really enjoyed it. There's something really I find peaceful about this movie.
Really?
Yeah. Like especially towards that last third, or like as she's finally like being abducted and stuff.
Yeah.
The tone and the music and the sound effects really takes a shift. And it became really compelling to me. And I found it to be a very peaceful, almost cathartic movie.
I found that kind of stressed me out a little bit. That's just me, though.
Yeah.
Like, towards the end, I'm like, if somebody doesn't fucking say something, I'm going to lose my mind.
Yeah.
Because I thought for sure at the end they were going to say she's deaf or she's mute, and that's why she can't talk, or she can't hear.
Oh, okay.
Or something to that extent.
Right.
So I'm now, like, halfway through, I'm now, like, actively searching for somebody to say something besides just the music that's playing that could theoretically be in her head or something like that. So yeah, like even like the scene where she's like running back to her house and she's like bobbing and weaving through the graveyard and there's other people out there. Just give me a word, just give me 2 words, just so that I know that she's hearing it.
Yeah.
And it never really came, but
yeah, there was there's this other part where she's, I think, in the car. So I watch everything with subtitles, and the subtitles had her saying like no, or come on, or something like that. And so I rewound it because I didn't hear that at all. And I jacked up the volume.
Yep.
And I think whoever did the subtitles just thought they heard her say something because I didn't hear that at all.
Okay.
So I guess the takeaway is that they found her to almost be as alien as they are on Earth because she's such an outsider.
Okay.
From the rest of everybody else on Earth.
Okay.
That they almost saw kind of that kindred spirit, with her.
Really?
What else am I to walk away with?
So what I gathered was the rest of the town was taken very easily for either tricked into it or just straight up abducted or whatever. And she had put up such a fight and actually managed to kill one of the aliens. And then when at the last, I don't know, 10 minutes when they're actually about to beam her up and the one guy is doing all of his crazy arm signals, the spaceship just looks down and goes, oh no, we don't need that one. She's too crazy, and takes off. But then watching the final ending where she's dancing and everybody's high-fiving her and stuff, they probably actually did get her, and now this is the euphoria that they put her in to make her complacent for space travel. That's where my wild opinion.
I assume that kind of once they went into her memories and stuff like that, and they saw what she had went through and these issues she had and this disconnect from society in general. I just took it as this chick's basically one of us. She's no more part of the human equation than we are.
Fair enough. I wonder what they would say when they find you. This guy's fucking worthless. Look at him.
Well, there's definitely going to be a Uranus joke.
Right on. Your immersion therapy for this week is going to be Gaia, inmates. It's streaming on Hulu. Check that shit out. We'll do the same and compare notes next week. But now it is time to educate me.
Educating Miss Monica.
First, my clues from last week. I am a bit of a scumbag and a owner of a sleazy cable channel, I guess. I'm looking for new talent in shows to put on my network. Really what I'm looking for is porno and snuff films. And I happen upon a weirdo video cult that shows me like subliminal videotapes and makes me grow a vagina in my stomach. I am, of course, Videodrome. Jason, have you ever seen that?
Don't think I have.
Worth checking out. It's Cronenberg, so get ready to get Cronenberged.
That explains the vagina in the stomach.
Oh, it gets worse from there, my friend.
I can tell you that I remember seeing the box in the video stores zillions of times, years and years and years ago, but I don't think I've ever watched it.
It's something. Get ready for a lot of James Bondy, cloak and dagger type of stuff.
Yeah.
Mixed in with stomach vaginas.
Body gushiness.
Yeah. Weird guns getting attached to James Wood's hands and kind of melding into him because that's what happens when you go that route. Who might I be this week, you ask?
We do ask.
Well, it is that time of the year. Christmas is upon us. And I just so happen to be receiving some very lurid and just vile phone calls here at my sorority house. All kinds of things about what this dude wants to do with my pretty pink pussy and what he would like me to do with his anatomy. And I think I've about had it with this. God damn it, if now my sorority sisters aren't going missing. Who might I be, you ask?
Ask.
Tune in next week, and I will drop some knowledge on you, inmates. In the meantime, I think that's about going to do it for us. Join us next week for Project Metal Beast. Just for you, Tim. Here in Werewolf Month in the Padded Room. Like, comment, subscribe, of course, wherever you found this show. That helps our visibility quite a bit. We do have a Patreon campaign running. Just go to paddedroompodcast.com. You'll find all the information you need about that, previous shows, future shows, meat hooks, pterodomes. I think there's a picture of my butthole up there, if you want to look at that. In the meantime, you got anything else for us, Jay?
No, sir.
4, werewolves, rape revenge movies, people who get their face put into deep fryers and spit out Kool-Aid in the process. Chicks that cauterize their own wounds with hot beer cans in the middle of the desert. And the Padded Room Podcast. I'm afraid visiting hours are over.
Bye-bye.